Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the Disney Travel Secrets Show. We're your hosts, Rob and Kerri Stuart, coming to you from the CMV studio in Disney's backyard, beautiful Orlando, Florida. This is episode number 449. Original air date September 22nd, 2025.
And as we mentioned on last week's show, this episode is titled Disney Around the World, with world in air quotes.
Yes.
And that means the amazing Adventures by Disney vacations that you can take all over the world to all 7 continents.
If you're like us, you have a lot of destinations on your must-do list. And doing this episode shows us that we need to add a few more.
And you know where I want to go, right?
I do.
And we're going to talk about that in this very show.
Plus a couple sandwich recommendations. Take it away, Hugh.
Hello, my friends. This is former Disney Imagineer Hugh Darley, and you're listening to Disney Travel Secrets with my friends Rob and Kerri Stuart. As you can imagine, I have plenty of Disney secrets myself, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's get this show on the road. Take it away, guys.
If you're listening or watching this on the air date, which is September 22nd, one of two things is probably happening right now. We're either on our way to the Port Canaveral, to get on the Disney Wish, or we're already on the ship.
Having chicken tendies.
And
I'm looking forward to that.
I know. And enjoying concierge for the first time on the Wish. As some of you know, we've done it on the Wonder, but we have never done it on the Wish. So we're excited. We're doing a Monday to Friday cruise, which is slightly different. We normally do weekends on the Wish.
Yeah. And so we may try to do some live socials. I don't know if it will work when we're at sea. So make sure you're following us on social media.
They should have really good internet. We've been on this ship before, so they usually do pretty good.
Yeah.
This week, we're kicking it off with a huge shout out to our travel agent, Steve, who also happens to be a Disney cast member over at Port Orleans French Quarter. He just received the Disney Legacy Award.
And that is huge. So if you don't know what that is, this is something that is nominated by your fellow cast members, and less than 1% get this. And how will you know they're a Legacy cast member? You'll know it because they have those blue name tags. That's quite an honor.
And because Creating Magic Vacations was really started mostly as a Disney-focused agency at the time, we're very proud to have not just one or two, but multiple former cast members, a current Disney Legacy Award cast member. Congrats to Steve. And also having Hugh Darley, a former Imagineer, as part of the Creating Magic Vacations home office team.
So another big milestone. Happy 15th birthday to our friend and neighbor, Bella. We are so honored we got invited to her 15th birthday party thrown by her parents, Tony and Maria. And we had no idea how many times they held her birthday party at Disney's Grand Floridian. This has become a tradition. I love it.
Apparently, it's a lot of those birthdays, and it was incredible to see the look on her face when we gave her birthday present, and that is swimming with the dolphins at Discovery Cove.
Which I think is a really good birthday present.
Yes.
So if you have a milestone birthday, anniversary, honeymoon at Disney, consider that experience. It's over at Discovery Cove.
It's only a short drive away.
Yeah, little sidebar.
For a lot of you, a short Uber ride. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you know what's kind of crazy is, like, in the 20 years that you and I have been together, we have never had as close a connection to our neighbors as we do here in Windermere. The difference is crazy.
It is. It's a complete 180 from the last couple places we've lived. And yes, we love it. That was a good time over there. And since we knew this was in the DVC part of Grand Floridian, we decided to walk next door to the Wailulu Bar over at Polynesian.
Yeah, and if you've heard previous episodes, you probably already know the reason why. We just had to have that burger again. Again, this is the Wayfare burger. It was so good. So on Sunday, we tried to replicate it. We still have a little work to do, but we did okay.
I will say the bun got really soggy really fast.
Well, we had the wrong buns, but I'm working on the recipe.
Okay, so if you want the recipe, there's a link in the show description, and we'll create a master list of some recipes.
I'm going to start curating all these Disney recipes.
Yes, you should be curating.
Now, if you are planning to dine at the Plaza Restaurant on Main Street this fall, we have another listener and good friend recommendation, and I can't wait to try this one. So this is the Halloween offer. It's like one of the Halloween special.
Yeah.
So this is a Halloween offered special, and it is pumpkin spiced coffee barbecue pork sandwich. So, okay, let me read the description here.
And that's a really long name or title for that particular
I know,
sandwich.
but still, it looks fantastic, though. Okay, so here's what is in it. It is coffee rubbed pork featuring Joffrey's coffee, pumpkin creme brulee,
Creme brulee?
Creme brulee.
We'll go with creme brulee.
Oh my gosh, I can't read. Seasoned blend. So it's the coffee rubbed pork featuring Joffrey's pumpkin creme brulee seasoned blend. There we go.
We all like creme brulee.
and then barbecue sauce and slaw and pumpkin spiced aioli on a purple sweet potato bun. We're going to do this.
We are going to try that. It's
Yes.
also $19, so keep that in mind.
That is true. We'll split it. You can split stuff over
Like
at
we did,
Plaza.
just like we did with the burger.
Yep.
We also tried a sandwich at Food and Wine this past weekend with our friends Ryan and Margot. And I'll say this is something that was recommended. I saw this on one of the posts out there. And this is over at the Forest and Field booth. It is called I'm going to mess this up. I got the phone in front of me. The Shikata sandwich. The Shikata sandwich.
Oh, good job. Yeah.
That's probably close. It is mortadella, prosciutto ham, sun-dried peppers, arugula, stracciatella cheese. That's probably where they came up with that name. I have no idea. Fall squash, mostardo. You can call it mustard. We get it. And pistachio pesto on warm focaccia. We'll have a picture of this in the
It's
thing.
a big portion.
It was. It's about the size of my hand. And I will say it was very tasty. And you're used to focaccia being really dry, which it kind of was. So you wanted a little less focaccia and more whatever the stuff I just...
Well, because the
whatever I just
focaccia is
said.
always... Focaccia bread is always... It's like so much bread. And if you see the picture, you understand. But I liked it. It was a good size portion for $6.25, and we split it.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, again, $6.25 for something that big is probably one of the biggest things you get for that price over at Food and Wine. So, okay, now, the exciting part of the show. Okay, the other part was exciting. So we'll call this Exciting Plus. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
You go. That's
Yeah,
the ticket. Some of you might get that. So having done an ABD trip, we can say the experience is truly outstanding, even though the only one we've done is the Adventures by Disney, Disneyland, and Southern California trip.
Well, and we've had several clients over the years go on many of the Adventures by Disney, the adventures all over the world. And the consensus every time they come back is they're like, okay, I'm ready for the next one.
And of course, we're going to tell you why. But instead of saying the full name about 50 times during the show, we're just going to shorten. As you probably know, we're just going to say ABD. And they do trips to all 7 continents with one small caveat, which we'll cover.
And you have choices, though. And that's what I love about it. There are so many ABD trips around the world. And if you enjoy Disney's elevated service and being a VIP, then ABD is for you. So we're going to break this down into 2 episodes. And this episode is called The Americas, North America and South America.
Technically, one of the places is in Central America.
But that's the Americas.
Right.
I know. I said North and South. Okay, North, South, and Central. We got this.
We covered all 3. So in our next episode, which is a milestone because that is episode number 450. I still can't believe we've been doing this show for 8.5 years. So thank you guys for listening
Especially for those who have been with us the full 8.5 years.
The shaky years. So again, episode number 450 next week, we're going to talk about the other destinations around the world, which would be Africa, Europe, and Asia Pacific.
And a little bit of the Arctics.
Maybe, we don't know yet.
I know. Okay, so
that's the caveat.
That is. Our goal here, though, is hopefully you'll find at least one destination that resonates with you, if not more, of one of these trips and get you really excited and ready to explore and start the planning.
And with all the different trips we're going to talk about, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. But before we jump into the Americas, let's get you familiar with what exactly these trips include and who they're for.
So what makes ABD trips different than other types of vacations? Well, we're going to start with the adventure guides.
Yes.
You don't start working for Disney and say, hey, I'm going to be an adventure guide. Meaning these guides are the best because you have to earn the opportunity to even apply.
Guys and gals, just to be clear.
Guys and gals. Yes, of course. Of course.
We are still friends with both of our guides from our last trip. A crazy coincidence. One of our agents, Heather, just got back from her ABD trip to Disneyland, Southern California. Her guide was our friend Danny, who I will say he's one of the best guides I've had. We've had guides all over the world, not just Disney. And he is literally one of the best we've ever had.
Yeah, you can tell they have a passion for the destination that they're at and for the people. So when you travel internationally, here's what's kind of cool. You won't just be with the Disney adventure guides. You also have local experts with you that make it even more immersive. And this may seem like a tagline, it's like hassle-free travel, but with ABD, it really is. So on our Disneyland trip, our driver was waiting for us in the airport as soon as we came down the escalators. And then he took us direct in our private transfer to the Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood. And then something we didn't expect was as soon as we got out of the car, our adventure guide was right there at the curb waiting for us to take our luggage and direct us upstairs to the reservation desk where we met the next adventure guide, because they had two on our adventure.
Hassle-free means transportation, transfers, private transfers, baggage handling, and activity fees during your trip are totally taken care of, so you can just relax and enjoy your adventure.
And then you'll also have VIP experiences and insider access at many of the places that you're going to visit.
And oh, the places you can go. Like we said earlier with ABD, you can visit all 7 continents. So why not start a list where you check off all 7 of them? Now, again, a quick disclaimer. In the past, Disney has offered a trip starting in Buenos Aires, Argentina, that included a visit to Antarctica. It's not currently on the schedule at this time, but we do expect it to return in the somewhat near future.
Yeah, so we did have an Australia-New Zealand ABD scheduled for December of 2020. We all know what happened with that one. And one thing to know, though, is they used to have one that combined New Zealand and Australia, but now they're making these separate adventures.
Because there is really so much to do. And I know that you specifically, you want to do the New Zealand ABD, which probably will be the next one on our list.
I don't know. We'll see. But of the 6 trips that are offered for Asia Pacific, I know the next 2, though, would be Japan, and then also Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. So those are 2 adventures after we do the New Zealand one.
Well, you got it.
Okay. You heard it here. He's taking me.
Yes. Oh, wow. Let's say it on tape. So, of course, and these are big trips, usually on average about 12 days and 11 nights. The good news, they already have dates into 2027. You have lots of time to plan and lots of time to make payments over time. So there are 4 categories of trips. Land adventures like we did at Disneyland. Small ship adventures like a river cruise in Europe on board the chartered AMA Waterways fleet. Huge fan of AMA Waterways. Also, they have escapes, typically 4 to 5 nights in different places around the world. And finally, some of those trips are adult exclusives.
Now, the ABD trip to Disneyland next year that we're doing with Hugh Darley is a full trip. So 6 days, 5 nights. But if you don't have time for that, they also have a shorter one, which is one of the escapes. And that one is just a 4-day, 3-night trip.
If you really truly love Disney history and also Hollywood history like I do, there's absolutely no better trip in the world than the one we're doing on with Hugh. It's so good we've done it twice, and we're already looking forward to our 3rd trip next September of 2026. Again, with Hugh Darley. I think it's worth saying, Hugh's not doing a meet and greet with us. He will be on the trip the entire time. So imagine walking through Imagineering with Hugh, and Hugh's like, oh, yep, that's where my office used to be. We're walking down Main Street where he used to be the art director for Disneyland. I think that's one of the really cool things about our agency is the connection we have to former cast members and then former Imagineers like you.
And what I think is going to be really cool is because we're going to have opportunities where everybody could be sitting by Hugh and eating and just hearing his stories. You're going to be blown away. It's going to be so plussed up.
Again, in this episode, we're talking about the Americas, North, South, and okay, we'll throw you in there, Central. But they have great trips to Alaska, Arizona, and Utah, Canada and Calgary, the Canadian Rockies, another one in Canada, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island.
And that one's definitely a great one, but one on our list to add is Wyoming. So a couple months ago, we went to Yellowstone and Montana with some of our good friends. And this was a trip that I personally pieced together and did a lot of research, found a great place. The Adventures by Disney one, though, that one looks spectacular.
Okay, so that's a good one to feature. Let's do that. So this is a 7-day, 6-night adventure round trip. You're going to fly in and out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And this includes 6 breakfasts, 4 lunches, and 5 dinners. And that's something really important to point out. On these ABD trips, the vast majority of your meals are already included.
I know, it takes away that stress of finding food. So here are just a few of the highlights. There is an exclusive stay at Brooks Lake Lodge, and you're really living the cowboy life here, with tons of activities that include horseback riding, fly fishing, canoeing, and archery. And it's honored by National Geographic as one of the best lake resorts in the world.
You're also going to go hike along the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone and whitewater raft down the Snake River.
And of course, no trip to this area is complete without exploring Yellowstone National Park. And you'll see Old Faithful in person, which truly is amazing. We got to do that on our trip.
I got to say, I thought it was going to be bigger. I really did.
Okay, I thought it was still pretty big.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, so when we were there this summer. We stayed in West Yellowstone, Montana, which was only about 10 minutes from the park, which was really cool. But on this adventure, one of your hotel stays is right inside the park.
So like we said, when we were there, we pretty much did everything on our own. So on this trip with ABD, you're going to have private guides with you the entire time. That in itself will completely plus up the trip, to use a Disney term.
Yeah, so there's even a bike ride through Grand Teton National Park and so amazing things to see and do on this trip. And you don't even need a passport.
And for most of you, it's only a couple hours flight, so that's also pretty cool. Now, at this point, we hope one of these trips has really piqued your interest. If not, our work is not done.
No, it is not. So let's move to Central and South America. So Disney currently has 3 trips to this region of the world, starting in Costa Rica, which is Central America, and then Colombia and Peru in South America.
Back in 2015, we did a trip to Peru as we were cruising down the Amazon River. And we were getting footage for a client of ours for our TV show, All Aboard TV. What we didn't do was spend enough time in Peru itself. I think we would have loved that because we spent one night there in Lima before boarding our boat and cruising down the most amazing tropical place, I think, on the planet.
Yeah, and that was also a very humbling experience. I mean, seeing families that literally survive on a few $100s a year. They either make everything that they need or they trade for it, which we saw up close and in person. It was incredible.
We saw this on the day we were fishing for piranha on the little skiffs that they took us out for some of the excursions. We didn't have fishing rods. They gave us a branch. They tied a fishing line to it. And at the end, they put on a hook with a small piece of chicken. That was it. You just kind of dunked it down. You waited and you pulled it up. And some of us had piranha on the end of that.
But for this excursion, they also made us a box breakfast. And what was interesting was, we all kind of sit in the boat and we're eating our breakfast. A lot of people didn't finish the breakfast. So one of our guides, he took everybody's and he was separating, what the trash was and then what was left over.
He was making sure that he wasn't going to pick the ones that had bites out of them.
Yeah, exactly. And so some people had a whole apple they didn't have or part of a sandwich, one of the halves that they didn't eat. And they put those in a separate bag. So later on, we're going down the little tributary that we were on, and a little boy in a canoe that he made with his own hands and a small axe came up to us, and we traded our breakfast leftovers for some fish. And some were there was some piranha. There was another big fish. I can't remember what it was.
I wouldn't know the name.
Yeah, but it was just fish. And so out of the 2 people on this podcast, I will say I am the only one that ate piranha at dinner because they did take the fish we exchanged and that's what they made for dinner.
That is not true.
Well,
you're the only person on this podcast that ate it in the correct way by picking it up and just taking a bite out of it, taking off the fin and eating it like a sandwich.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
I am more proper.
Oh, jeez.
I used a knife and fork, but I got to say, it really tasted just like any other white fish.
Yeah, they were a little scary though.
Because you almost ate the mouth.
No, I did not. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It was teeth.
But there were only about 25 of us on this cruise down the Amazon, which shows you how small the ship was. And the majority of them on board were also doctors from the Mayo Clinic. They were on a special incentive trip. But I remember them telling us that they were all going to Machu Picchu afterwards. Sadly.
Okay. We were jealous. That's something we definitely want to do. So let's kick off the Central and South America trips with Peru. This is an 8-day, 7-night adventure. We'll have you flying into the city of Lima, and you will fly out and depart from the city of Cusco.
Yeah, and so you'll be staying in 3 different luxury hotels. And along your journey, it will include 7 breakfasts, 5 lunches, 5 dinners. And again, we love that the meals are included because it's going to make it so much easier.
But don't worry, you're still going to have some time if you want to explore, adventure out on your own, try some local favorites. You have time to do that.
Yeah, but the highlight of this trip is that tour to Machu Picchu and then also a river raft trip on the river with a very long name. I'm going to let you say what that name is.
Urubamba.
Yes, the Urubamba River. But for those of you who might be into crafting, you can also watch master weavers show their art through century-old customs that they preserve still today.
I think it's going to be fun. Now we're going to head to Colombia. Also, an 8-day, 7-night trip. You're going to fly into Bogota and you'll return home you'll fly out of Cartagena. Also like Peru, 7 breakfasts, 5 lunches, and 5 dinners are included.
So on this trip, you're going to learn how to make classic South American food. just like Mirabelle's mother in Disney's Encanto. So if you're an Encanto fan, you're going to love this. It is a private cooking class.
I love private cooking classes. We did one when we were cruising over in France, and we were in the gastronomic capital of France, and that was Lyon. So this next activity is for you coffee lovers. You would like this more
I would
than
love this. Yep.
You're going to visit a 4th generation family-owned coffee hacienda, and you're going to learn about coffee growing and harvesting. Plus, of course, I'm sure there's a lot of tasting involved.
And if you're an animal lover, you're going to learn about a very hard to pronounce organization sponsored by the Disney Conservation Fund, which helps cotton-top tamarind monkey conservation.
I think it's called Proyecto TT.
Okay,
I think that's close. That's as close as we're going to get.
You're going to help the monkeys.
Yes. Help the cotton tops. So then you're going to get to explore Cartagena and all of its arts, its culture, and history, and you're going to experience this with your guides like a local.
Okay, now we have a third one we have to share for the Central South America, and this is a very popular destination nowadays.
It has been way the last 10 years. This thing is off the charts.
And if this resonates with you, you've got to tune in. So if you've tuned us out, come back and listen to this.
Why would they tune us out? That was fun.
So this is Costa Rica, and this is a 7-day, 6-night adventure. Again, it includes 6 breakfasts, 4 lunches, and 6 dinners. A lot of dinners here.
You and your fellow adventurers will be flying into San Jose International Airport. You'll be returning via Liberia International Airport.
Yeah, this is a great trip. So here are some of the things and some of the highlights. Zip lining above the treetops with the scenic view of the Arenal volcano.
We're totally doing that one.
Yeah, this one sounds fun.
I love this next one. Okay, everyone is going to love this except one, and that's probably you. Discover the ancient secrets of chocolate on a privately guided tour of the cacao rainforest.
Yeah, I would at least do the tastings. Every time I do a chocolate tasting, it just reminds me I do not like chocolate.
You do not need reminders.
But I will, you know what? I will be there to support you for your love of chocolate. And you can, I'll usually take my one little bite and then I'm like, here, you can have the rest.
Yes. There are also 2 boat excursions included in this trip. You can shoot the rapids on the Sarapiqui River, also a more relaxed guided boat tour on the Caño Negro Wildlife Refuge Tour.
Yeah, so of the 3 we're talking about for Central and South America, Costa Rica definitely sounds like more of an adventure.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, these all sound great. Where is the pricing? And I will tell you, it's all over the place because it depends on which of the adventures you choose, but also on what date that you want to travel on.
Yeah, so to get specific pricing, reach out to us or your Creating Magic Vacations travel agent.
Tune in next time on episode number, 450, as we talk about other Adventures by Disney trips around the world, including Europe, and then also what they call Asia Pacific, and also another one on our list, Africa.
Yeah. So, babe, 450 episodes.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So thanks again for spending your very valuable time with us. And if we can help you with your next trip or book one of these ABD adventures or the one with Hugh, please go to creatingmagicvacations.com and click on the Plan a Vacation form.
Until next time, have a magical day.
We hope to see you real soon.